The overarching themes, energies, circumstances for Cancerians in June 2025. The vast universe in reverse. That's very interesting. The vast universe in reverse. So, Cancer, are you sure you're paying attention to the signs? Okay? Are you interpreting those signs appropriately? Right? Are you heeding the call, heeding the message? Because the universe is extending an invitation, right? But I feel like you're not hearing it. There's something you're missing that the universe is trying to convey to you at this time. Okay? So there's something you're overlooking that's being brought to your conscious awareness in the month of June. All right, so we're gonna have a look at what that is, but there's definitely something that you're not seeing, you're not hearing, that the universe is definitely trying to bring to your awareness. Okay, you may not even realize that you are even being communicated with to such an extent by the universe. Okay, so it's really important, even ahead of time, right, whenever you hear this or see this message, that you do pay attention, right? If you notice something and you feel like it's very specific, something for you, or you notice some kind of synchronicity, right, involved in the situation, then it's going to be really key that you don't ignore that, especially where your intuition is drawing your attention to those synchronicities. Okay, so let's have a look and see what you need to know pertaining to that. So what is it that Cancers need to know with this energy here, with the vast universe showing up? Justice. Interesting how you've got this card as well, and it's your first card out. So that's why the universe is trying to draw your attention, right, to these signs, to these messages, right, to these synchronistic events. Because it's like, listen, you don't even realize that things are balancing out for you. That, you know, harmony is being restored, equilibrium in your life, okay? Balance, equality, fairness, right? But you may not even believe it, or you may not be feeling like that's the case, right? Because you got to remember, karmically, things will balance out accordingly, right? The universe knows what it's doing. It may not necessarily happen in the way that you envision it to, right? But that doesn't mean the universe doesn't know what it's doing, okay? So I'm telling you, you don't even realize that balance is being restored in your life, Cancer. I'm telling you, 6 of Wands. This is highly favorable energy, okay? Justice to the 6 of Wands. That's like getting 2 justice cards, right? Literally the divine letting you know, like everything's balancing out accordingly. We've handled it. The universe letting you know. Everything's balancing out accordingly. We've handled it, but you're not hearing me. And you showing up in 6 of Wands energy. Everything's balancing out accordingly. You've handled it. Everyone has played their part to restore balance in the situation, including you, Cancer. So you may not even realize that you have succeeded when it comes to balancing out a situation or resolving something, or you know, definitely when it comes to completion as well, right? I know the World card isn't here, but it kind of gives me that energy. Like everything's balancing out accordingly. It's done. Okay? You are in the energy of success, victory, overcoming the battles, right? You've come out on top. And you may not even realize it. That's the crazy thing. Like if you was dealing, especially if you was dealing with any kind of like legal situation or challenging circumstance, right? This is a very positive omen that this could go your way, okay? Because everything is being balanced. So even if you felt like you experienced a major injustice, that is being addressed accordingly. So I'm telling you, this is very good. Tell me more about this for Cancer. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And it's because you didn't receive something. Give me one more on the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles, because of who it didn't come from. The reason why you don't think this is balancing out is because it's not being balanced out in the way you thought it would. We talk about this, and I mentioned this at the very start of your reading, that justice doesn't always happen in the way we envision it to or the way we expect it to, right? But that doesn't mean it's not happening. You are not being given something from the person or the company or the situation that you expected it to come in, right? So say if, like, say, I don't know, we'll use an example, like a company did you wrong, right? They screwed you out of your paycheck or something that you're owed, right? Or you lose your job unfairly, unfair dismissal, right? You may have thought that in order for things to get balanced out, that they'll give you that money or they'll offer you your job back, right? And say they were wrong. That didn't happen. So you thought, oh, okay, so I just got screwed over and that's it. No, it's not coming from the people, the circumstance, the establishment in the way that you thought it was. It's coming from elsewhere. Exactly, the King of Cups in reverse. So you're dissatisfied, you're unhappy, right? You feel like this is unfair. You may have been like trying to keep a brave face, trying to act like everything's okay, but because you feel like, basically this is not being equalized, you may even have a bit of a tantrum, okay? Or you may be tempted to kind of, spit your dummy out, Just have a bit of an emotional outburst because you're angry, because you're upset, because you're frustrated. It's more upset than anything, right? That you feel like that this was an unfair situation and it's not being handled appropriately. It's not being resolved. But it is. It's just not happening in the way you thought it was, right? So I'm telling you, don't expect it from the person or the very people that caused the issue, right? It's being balanced out in a different way. And that's what the universe is trying to let you know. Like, you're already on the upswing. You're already doing far better than you thought you would, right? Like, this is an energy of improvements, right? Positivity. Things are balancing out. Things are getting good, right? There are good things happening in your life, Cancer. So don't feel like things are not improving just because you didn't get the apology or you didn't get the resource or the opportunity from those who were meant to give it to you or you expected to receive it from, right? That doesn't mean it's not balancing out. So perspective is really key here, okay? So I'm telling you, it's not going to come from those people, that company, right? Because especially that Three of Pentacles, it does almost feel like it has something to do with maybe like an establishment or a company, an opportunity, right? Investment, something like that. But whatever it is, right? Don't be disheartened because it's going to come. Your success lies in a different avenue, a different path here, okay? But it's something that it's like you're already doing it. You're already on the winning streak, right? You just don't realize it. So whatever you're doing now, right, to create a positive change or in alignment with, what you're impassioned about, whatever you want for yourself, keep going in that direction because you're already on the winning path here. You're already on a winning streak here, but you're not seeing it because, again, you're expecting the universe to balance things out in your life in a way that isn't how it's actually approaching it. It's not going to give you that job. It's not going to give you that investment. It's not going to give you that sum from that person, right? No, whatever this was where you felt like you got basically screwed over, right? It's not going to happen that way. You're going to receive something good, something positive from something else. It may even be something you're doing that generates something positive, that generates opportunities, right? That gives you those resources or access to people that can assist you in the ways that those people didn't, right? Whatever the case may be. But I just feel like it's going to show up in a different format. Okay? So please, Cancer, if there's anything you take from this in June, right, be open to the ways in which the universe balances things out for you, okay? Because it is balancing things out for you. It's just not necessarily happening in the form that you thought it would, okay? So I hope that helps.